Recently, I came across a quote that I would love to share as I thought it would be really helpful to you. It goes something like this: the possibility of all your dreams coming true is what makes life exciting. There was a point in my life that I would never be able to relate to this, and there was also a point that I was guilty of just existing in life. And if you have clicked into this video, I'm sure that's what's happening to you right now. A couple of years ago, I had a goal to become a pilot. I've participated in several trainings and tests to work towards its application, and I've reached a point where I was only left with the medical checkup to ascertain my eligibility to join the program. However, due to an unfortunate accident, I injured myself, had my arm dislocated, and was instantly failed for my medical checkup. Having spent a bulk of my youth working towards this goal of mine, and suddenly being told that I would never be able to become a pilot was something that broke me mentally for a substantial period of time. During the recovery period, I could not exercise, I could not go out, I could not do most of what actually brings me joy and happiness. Inevitably, I started to fall back onto an endless amount of computer games and animes. During this period, I had no goals, nothing to work towards to. I was just existing. I played games like MapleStory and Dota 2, or watched anime from the moment I woke up until I went to bed. Being in this depressive state after losing what I felt was everything to me exacerbated my unwillingness to do anything other than to rot my days away, spanning over a couple of months. However, this recovery period was also a period where I had a lot of time to myself to think and reflect. Yes, I felt like I was just existing and letting time slip away from me without getting anything productive in return. But a part of me, deep inside, have always wanted more. I knew there was more to life, and I wanted to. As much as I knew that from the start, I fully acknowledged that it's not that easy to get out of this depressive state in just a blink of an eye. I fully acknowledged that the huge expectation and burden that I've carried in order to become a pilot ever since I could remember was not something that could just be swept aside. I tried to not be so hard on myself. I gave myself a break willingly, and after a while, I felt that it was time to get my act together on top of all the encouragement I received from my loved ones. I thought back about my past goals and hobbies, such as calisthenics and going to university, and I thought it's time for me to start getting back into them, working on something that used to bring me joy and happiness. Having something to finally work towards to, like what I've had previously of wanting to be a pilot, got me out of this depressive state. Having a goal to work towards to every day gave me a certain excitement to look forward in life. I would spend my free time fantasizing about the end goal, such as me finally achieving a certain calisthenics move like the planche, or graduating with a good result that allows me to work at a company of my choice. During this period of recovery, because of my desperation and hunger to get back to where I used to be physically and start working on my goals, I spent an abnormal amount of time researching on exercises to rehabilitate my arm, and in just a few short weeks, I was finally able to move my arm normally and gradually get back into more intensive workouts, which is something that I personally enjoy. I'm not sure how to properly describe this, but life suddenly felt colorful compared to that dark and depressive state of me just indulging in computer games and animes. I have new goals, I was much happier, and most importantly, I felt like I was no longer just existing. Having a goal or a dream that you have always wanted to achieve is pretty much having a purpose in life, and oftentimes that's precisely what makes life fun and exciting. You may think that having a purpose has to be something grand, like solving global warming or ending wars, but here's the thing: a purpose can be something as simple as just having something to work towards to. Anything, whether it be achieving the aesthetic body you have always dreamed of, earning lots of money, or getting into a relationship. I'm pretty sure at some point in your life, you may have felt the excitement when you have something to look forward to, something that you're working hard towards. I know that it'll always be great if you can have purpose or goals that can benefit others, but don't get mistaken. You can work on anything you want, and your purpose can simply just be working on something that makes you and those around you happy. The bottom line is, just find something to work towards to, anything. And if you're able to find that, you no longer feel like you're just existing and waiting for time to pass, and maybe you'll finally be able to see how beautiful life actually is.